Hey everyone, did you know that most birdwatchers actually miss about 70% of their sightings because their gear is too bulky to set up quickly? That's wild, right? I was in the same boat until I picked up the Swarovski Optik ATC 17-40x56 spotting scope, and it changed how I move through the field. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This thing is seriously compact for what it delivers. I can fit it in my backpack with my binoculars and still have room for a jacket and snacks. It's only about 12 inches long and weighs right around 3 pounds, so it doesn't feel like I'm hauling a brick around my neck. When I'm hiking to a remote ridge at dawn, every ounce counts, and this scope keeps the load light without skimping on clarity. The angled eyepiece is a game-saver for quick positioning. Instead of twisting my neck into a pretzel to look straight through, I can just tilt the scope down and keep my posture natural. I've used straight-body scopes before, and after 20 minutes my neck always starts screaming. With this angled design I can scan for hours without that ache creeping in. It's especially handy when I'm sharing the view with a friend. We just swap positions without having to readjust the tripod height every time. Optically, the ATC 17-40x56 is sharp from edge to edge. At 17x I can still see the whole meadow in focus, and when I bump it up to 40x the detail on a distant hawk's feathers is crisp enough to count the barring. The coatings on the lenses cut glare even when the sun's low in the sky, so I'm not squinting against reflections. I've watched sandhill cranes waiting half a mile away and been able to pick out the red on their heads without straining. Setting it up is stupid easy. The quick-release dovetail plate snaps onto my Manfrotto tripod in seconds, and the rubberized foot grips the ground so it doesn't walk away in a gust. I've got it mounted on a window clamp in my car too, so I can watch birds at the feeder while I sip coffee inside. The carrying strap is padded and long enough to sling over my shoulder, so I can grab the scope and move without fumbling with a case. Another spot where this scope shines is travel. I took it to Costa Rica last winter, and it fit in my carry-on with room to spare. I set it up on the balcony of my eco-lodge and watched toucans feeding in the canopy, something I never would have seen with a full-size rig. The orange accents aren't just for looks, they help me spot the scope quickly if I set it down in tall grass, which has saved me a few times when a troop of monkeys suddenly crossed my path. Now, no piece of gear is perfect for everyone. The eyepiece is small, so if you wear glasses you might need to take them off to see the full field of view. Also, at 40x the image can get a little soft if the air is shaky, common in late afternoons, so I usually stick to 30x or below for steady viewing. But those are minor trade-offs for the portability and optical quality you get. Overall, if you're tired of lugging a heavy scope that takes forever to set up, this Swarovski ATC 17-40x56 is worth every penny. It's the kind of tool that disappears into your pack until you need it, then delivers the view you came for without fuss. Check it out using the link below if it sounds like the right fit for your next adventure. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Swarovski Optik ATC 17-40x56 angled, compact and light spotting scope orange sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like compact and lightweight actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Swarovski Optik ATC 17-40x56 angled, compact and light spotting scope orange usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.